Good afternoon, everyone. This is yours truly, Evangelist Janice Chambers, and just doing a small test run for our podcast, which will be up and running soon. I will give everyone an exact date in a few days. I'm still working on the mechanics and lining up some guests. And so far, I do have one guest to say yes. I'm going to give her a date. And we will be talking about a whole lot of taboo topics. That means, what's the definition of taboo? Is something that you really do not want to discuss, especially in the church world. And this could be anything, So let's get with the definition of taboo. It is taboo definition according to Merriam-Webster. As a noun, it's a social or religious custom prohibiting or forbidding discussion of a particular practice or forbidding association with a particular person, place, or thing. That's, the kind of the elephant in the room. Let's not talk about it. Shh, be quiet. Don't tell anyone about it, okay? That's taboo. Now, as an adjective, this is the part of speech that describes a person, place, or thing, or situation. As an adjective, is prohibited or restricted by social custom. And we're talking about that social custom being the church world, basically. And this is basically what our podcast would be about. We're going to start out with one podcast at night, not every night. Oh, definitely not every night. I won't be able to do that. But we're going to start out with once a week doing our podcast here, and will be posted on our page in Facebook, YouTube, and all of our other places where we are. I'm posting the link up here. If any of you guys post on this link, you will see to just click on the link, and then you will be a part of this great adventure, this part of our ministry. Now, so what kind of topics will you be discussing? A lot of topics. Even on just this week, I had a great conversation with a friend of mine in reference to something that I had posted basically years ago about how men are being seduced. Good men are being seduced by a treacherous woman. And I know some people who fit in that category. They're basically good men, but they're being seduced not only by women, but by pornography and things that happened to them in their past. They're not showing the real man. They're not showing the real man. They're showing the hidden man. There's a hidden man. There's a hidden man and a hidden woman, a hidden spirit in all of us, that our whole lives are centered around that. All right. And not only with seduction of sex, a gentleman, he received his first drink of alcohol when he was 5 years old, and he became an alcoholic. And his family, this first drink came from a relative. So most of these hidden spirits that are placed in us when we're young, 9 times out of 10, they're placed in us from a relative. Not just men. I was using men because I'm working on that topic. And we're going to go from the spiritual to the natural topics as well. I'm going to have someone here talking about life insurance. A lot of people in the African American community, we know about that. Our former generations, I know my parents were into the life insurance and my grandparents and everything, but it seemed like the younger generation kind of strayed away from that. And we're also going to have someone here to discuss about how to write a will and liquidate heir property when a loved one dies and they do not have a will and they leave you holding the bag, what to do from there. And we're also going to have some good old testimonies from some friends and people I know personally. I know their lives, so don't be calling and say, I want to do a testimony and I don't even know you. And you don't fellowship or anything else. And I don't know if your testimony is real, but they were at death's door, and they're going to share about how God delivered them and set them free. And you might be in that situation with an illness or a disease, and you're ready to give up. And I'm here to tell you, don't give up. There's help is available, and they're going to tell you how they receive their freedom. And we also will have a special guest from Christian comedians. They say, oh, Evangelist James, you shouldn't do that. No, I'm not going to talk to him about his act. I want him to talk to us about the spirit of giving, because this young man really knows how to give. And that goes back to Psalms 41, one of PWC Fellowship's favorite scriptures. I teach on it often, and he is a perfect example about how God, when you give to the poor, how God will bless you back. So I'm in the midst of working on all of that. And we're going to have a lot of, I hope that you would fellowship. If not, you can always come back and listen to the recording. But the podcast, I'm going to ask you to share it with your family members and friends and on your pages, because the information is crucial, not just for our spiritual well-being, but for our natural well-being, so that we will not continue to live in poverty, so that we'll know how to live and not die and declare the works of the Lord and be happy and be blessed. Talking about marriage and unequally yoked seem like that's a big problem in the church world. Yeah, a lot of people talk about that, but are you explaining the entire part about being unequally yoked? It's more than just being married. Marrying and giving in marriage, as they would say. Everybody wants a husband or a wife, and you determine you're just going to get anyone. And it's amazing to me how a lot of unsaved men and women are attracted to the Christian men and women, and sometimes we fall for it. See, notice the pronoun that I use is we. All right? There's not going to be any judging, none of that stuff. We're going to have a discussion. If you don't want to post your question on the board, you can always inbox me here on our page, PWC Fellowship. Your information will not be out, but there is help for everybody. We want everybody to be blessed, but these are things that are not discussed in the church, about how you can make it through a divorce as a Christian, how you can go through a breakup. You said God sent you this person to be your husband or your wife, and it didn't work out, and you still soul tied and emotionally attached to that person. You can be free. You don't have to beat yourself up like you're the worst person in the world. There is help for that too. You can't go to some people and discuss this, but we have the information that we need. It's not just me. Like I said, I'm going to invite some of my friends and loved ones who have knowledge also, and we're going to share this together with you so that you can be blessed once a week. It can't be on Wednesday nights because I've taken a writing class. Yippee! Starting in October, and I'm so excited about that. So we're looking at Friday nights and fluctuate. No, my writing class starts on Monday. Sorry, take that back. I'm looking at my calendar. So it should be between a Wednesday and a Friday night discussion here. Late night means late in the evening, between 9 and 11 p.m. After 11 o'clock, it's a wrap. Because some of us are not as young as we used to be. But thank you for doing our test run. Leave your comments. Leave your opinion. Let me know if you can hear me. If you were able to go get in, the link, or click on the link and come to our page. Just drop me a note, okay? And I look forward to seeing you in our first podcast coming up soon. Evangelist Janice Chambers, PWC Fellowship, Late Night Chat. Stay prayed up.